I need to explain that you're about to do something. This song means a whole lot to a whole lot of people.
ONETRIBE Podcast. It's back, baby. And I've actually got an SD card in the monitor.
Well, you better tell everybody what happened last week. We actually dropped a very good controversial episode.
Very good episode, a controversial episode. A lot of people were thrown under the bus on that episode, and I didn't have an SD card in the podcaster.
Yep, so let's apologise to everybody.
Apologising.
That messaged me and said, I haven't heard a podcast for a couple of weeks. What's going on?
Yeah.
We dropped one yesterday. It's going to be up. And
it never came up.
Crickets.
Yeah. I apologise to the boys last week too before the podcast for being a shit mate. So let's
So that doesn't fly anymore.
Yeah. How are we, boys? We're back in. We're in a neutral location. We're in one of the Prince's backyards. One of the sheikhs in Dubai has lent his backyard to us.
Lebanese shake.
Yeah.
One of those Lebanese shakes.
But Mr. Greenmo, we're in your backyard.
Welcome. Good to have you.
It's
A couple of acres.
And it's an actual backyard.
It is an actual big backyard.
It's actual acreage.
It's actually a bit of breath of fresh air.
I had to
really.
ask, was that a chicken coop down there? Down the back, in the back corner there?
No, that's the filter system
For what?
for the water for the house.
Oh, okay.
So
I was going to say, you got a pool here as well? Where is it?
In saying that, I don't think I could ever have a chicken coop.
Why is that?
I just can't get around chickens. I love almost every animal on the planet, but I just don't think I could walk into a chicken coop and take the eggs and, be a part of that process.
Why?
Just something about chickens.
Is that because there's probably a bigger cock in there than yours?
I mean, look, I don't know. It's something about them. Prehistoric. That's the way they
I
look.
spent a lot of years with...
Well, you just don't like the chicken.
I just don't. I wouldn't want to touch a chicken.
Well, they reckon that they
I'd
are
touch any other animal.
descendants from dinosaurs.
Chickens. Fun fact.
Yeah, that is literally.
No,
a
I
fact.
spent a lot of years with on acreage. Worked in a produce store. So if you don't know what a produce store is, it's like people that live on acreage. You will go to a produce store and get all your animal and acreage supplies, and used to sell the chickens and point of lay hens and all that sort of stuff. So point of lay means that they're ready to lay eggs.
Okay.
So you buy them at their point of lay, and then you just start popping them out one a day.
Yeah. I mean,
Welcome to Animal Planet.
Definitely save some cash.
David Attenborough. Oh yeah,
Definitely save some cash.
Yeah, you would.
But yeah, welcome
back.
Good to have you.
How are we, boys?
What's
Yeah,
been
good.
happening?
Big fella? Like the shirt we did, eh?
You like
Yeah,
it?
we need to
Who's
address
this guy?
that.
It's not bad. It's not
It
bad.
is 2 p.m. on a Wednesday.
I actually like it. I enjoy this
This style.
Is it
I don't think the pants
Is that
match.
because I think why not? It's blue.
You need some white.
It matches.
I reckon white
White.
chinos
No,
and some boat
Don't
shoes.
fucking take shit from this bloke. Dress,
There's a fella here who likes white pants. I wasn't feeling
gets dressed in the
confident.
dark.
But there's something reminding me about this floral print. So I've seen it somewhere before.
On Jason's mum Monday. Oh,
I mean, it's kind of similar.
sorry, Jane. That was
Yeah, my mum listens to this. like legit.
I know.
Like not even
She
kidding.
messaged me the other day.
Yeah, how
she
is she?
messaged my Instagram the other day and said she was like saying commending on the hard work. I said thanks, Joan. I appreciate it.
Commending you. Yeah.
I said your son doesn't work for us anymore, but
Yeah, we sacked him, but
thanks anyway.
Do you get those messages from your mum? I'm proud of you, son. And that sort of
yeah,
stuff?
occasionally. Yeah.
Oh, you
I mean, the other day, I did get a message saying, "Why do you have to live so far away?" Which did have me.
Oh, we asked him the same thing. It took me.
That wasn't too
28
bad.
minutes to
No,
get here.
it's good.
It's not that bad.
But did the GPS bring you right here?
It took me. No,
Yeah, same.
fuck no, it didn't.
What?
Say it. What is the go?
Yeah, I don't know, but Pan
JVC's a
Emirates,
shit,
Carrefour, Cafu follow the same pin. They all end up at the front door. You
'Cause they're here, they're
you
here.
two don't know how to fucking
I
drive.
came around the corner, and then it's like, oh, your destination is right here on the left, and I'm like, he doesn't drive any of those cars.
It was a
And it's
Ferrari. That's all with a Ferrari at the front.
and then lucky I've heard this me like 200 metres up the street. I was like, oh, there he is. I'll follow him up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was
So
pulling
it's pulled me up,
Right.
way down here somewhere.
Um,
And when I came around the corner, I thought, this looks familiar. This looks like where it took us last time. didn't it? When you come up around the corner there and it's just like half-built villas and
It's
you're like, here
literally
we go again.
the opposite side of
Here we go.
JVC to the last place.
Oh, it's JVC. It's a circle. It all looks the fucking same.
But hey, nice crib, brother. You've done very
Thank
well,
you.
very very good.
Yeah, had to bounce back this year because it started off track for sure. So
On a drug dealer's salary, you've done pretty good.
Yep. Lebanese
So
drug dealer
it
salary.
feels good to actually hopefully have this the end of the year back on track. I mean, yeah, it is back on track, and you know, the only thing that's really gone south is I lost my job, but well, that's going to be the flavour of the show.
You
today.
lost one job. You got
You didn't lose a job.
You got a
No,
full
no,
board.
I didn't.
You didn't lose the
To be
job.
fair,
It was taken from you.
yeah. What's it called? No, I mean,
You know, make it awkward.
no, it's not awkward. I don't think it's awkward. Like, this is the thing. Like,
Air it out. There's laundry in the back. We can
No,
air.
to be fair, I think with any sort of startup process, and I think this is something even you're probably starting to realize, and this is what I keep thinking. I'm like, the people that made it was never easy, and they were the ones that had to go through shit that didn't look like it would ever be fixed.
Yeah.
So like, I think, you know, maybe I pulled the pin a bit early on it in the sense that I was like, look, it's not going the way I want. I'm just going to focus on this, and that's kind of where I've ended up. But I think when I think about it now, I'm like, yeah, you know, honestly, it's probably a year of shit. It's probably a year of back and forward. And I think you're going to go down that road probably for a good 6 months.
Look,
Like,
it was never going to be. It's not easy. Like even what happened with us is in business, right? Like my head was in a place where let's get everybody involved and this can work, and then you start to get on. You start to see what the business does naturally, and it starts to evolve, and you're like, actually, there is a thing where you can't help everybody through that business.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of place. But then at the same time, like I said to you last week in the text, was like, modules can be built differently and then progressed.
Yeah.
I think with this space, not unlike the gym, is that the gym was a free for all, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like if it works, it works. With this space, I think you got to grow small and then get big, rather than go the other way, you know. So there's definitely, man, every day's a learning curve. Like I just, you know, come out of a meeting, that's another learning curve. Like we're learning every day. No one's done this before. Like in our team, no one's done this before.
Yeah.
You know, building it's one thing, then fucking running the thing and making it work is another.
Yeah.
Totally different. You know, we hit roadblocks most days, but it's one of these things too. Like it's just where we sit, and you know.
But I think surely you have to say to yourself, like, nobody got to the position where it's benefiting them without going through all the shit. Like,
For sure.
and I think that's everyone probably should tell themselves that at some point when you're feeling like things are getting a little bit tough, because that's the end. That's the bottom line. Like everyone who you see who's walking around happy days and you know have somewhat made it through the
for sure, man.
the smoke.
I take a lot of you know, I speak to a couple of the other boys that we know quite well who've done pretty good with a brand out here, and I speak to him a lot, and he said, like you both know, like, man, if there wasn't so much sort of invested in it, if I was just a normal employee, I don't know if I'd still be around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you get up and there's days you just want to throw it in the bin. Through summer, I was like, worst mistake ever.
Yeah.
Worst mistake ever. But then, you know, flip the hat, a year's time from now, 2 years' time, I hope the hard work I'm able to share that hard work with everyone around me. You know what I mean?
I think that's natural with anything in that.
Yeah.
We probably come across that with clients too.
Yeah,
They put in the work, and then, you know, at the end of the week, it's like, okay, just let you know your weight's gone up, and they're like, oh fuck, they just feel like, oh well, I've just wasted. You know, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Should I just give up? And you're trying to tell them, no, just be patient, stick to the plan. You've got your goal. Are you moving forward? Yes. Okay. Is it a bit skew-if, and is it a bit, you know, a couple of circles and a bit of a wiggle and a zigzag here and there? Okay, but you're still further than you were last week.
Yeah, exactly.
So just, you know, keep your head down, do the work, and 6, 8, 12 months down the track, you're going to look back and go, imagine if I did fucking quit. Imagine if I did just chuck it in. You'd regret it.
I mean, that's how I'm feeling now.
At least if you get 3, 6, 8 months down 12 months down the track, and you can say, look, I I gave it a slog. You know,
Yeah.
I
That's
gave
right.
everything.
and
That's right.
and you know, there's every day that goes past. Not only me, but you know, my partner as well. We learn things and we go back on things that have happened. Like honestly, with this startup, it's a lot of lessons to date we've learned. But man, I tell you what, like winging it, like that, like if you looked it up in the dictionary, like that was us.
Yeah.
The systems are now slowly being put in place, but the other thing too,
but-
when you go and acquire a company or you take over a company that's already built, I've bought a company, they've already got their systems
That's
placed.
right.
We've built
Yeah,
it
but
from
how many
scratch.
facilities are like this here that you could base or mentor off or take you from an
Not
example?
many, man.
I
Like,
mean, almost none.
yeah.
Not the exact same.
No.
No, nothing. There's
No,
nothing.
there's other clubs, but if you go, like now we know, if you look at these other clubs that are running, bro, everything's done manually. Like it's still like where we used to all work, it was cash.
Yeah.
There was nothing tracked. Did you ever get like now they've got the system, right, where you get a receipt and stuff, but when you first came, it was like pay cash and they're like, oh, I'll give you a change later. And you know that
Yeah.
a lot of these businesses run like that
Yeah.
out here.
But if it's other things too, is like if you're always going to wait for everything to be perfect, you'll never get started.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah.
You've got to at some point
Yeah.
you've just got to go. Let's just
Yeah.
let's just go at it and
Yeah.
learn. And a lot of that learning is
Yeah.
as you go, because you could think, okay, I've got everything down perfect,
Yeah.
and you get into it and you go, holy shit, I didn't think of that,
Yeah.
and this has popped up and I didn't even think of that. You're never ever going to be able to cover your bases on everything.
You know what? I think for us, bro, we're not ruthless people, and that's why I think it got to us as well, because you do realise the ripple effect that certain things had and the effects that some of the decisions had, and we're not ruthless people. And when it comes back around, you're like, fuck, and you try to sort of swim and keep afloat. So that's what you start to realise once, you know, after the fact, and you know, you got to go back and not right your wrongs if they were wrongs, but you got to also, like I did last week, was you got to explain to why it was a shit show at the start. So anyway, onwards and upwards, boys, onwards, upwards. But
I mean, we had a pretty awesome experience with my crew down there the other day. We had the 365 crowd head down to Ballers for a social paddle day, which was good. Off the back of Level Up,
yeah,
Omni,
yeah,
you had
there's a few,
Pure Health.
yeah.
So it's great. I mean, I'm just wondering why you're not supporting your mate and bringing your group down, basically.
I fucking start. Ridiculous.
But no, we had a paddle tennis day, and honestly, if you've not played paddle yet, basically my whole group couldn't play at the start, still couldn't play at the end.
They got better at the
But
end.
they want to play again.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a cool thing. Like most sports, people will kind of leave a little bit deflated, but everyone was like really keen to go and have another shot. I told them Paddle Central's cheaper, but I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Not true. But they're definitely all keen to come back.
Yeah.
Like they will be booking in.
No,
so
look,
it's such a good little sport.
Capitalise with this weather too.
Absolutely. I think
It's awesome.
look, at the start too, like you boys are both around during summer. You couldn't. I mean, it'll be like this backyard in summer.
Oh, look,
Beautiful now, and
Yeah.
you want to fucking burn it down in summer. You know what I mean? Like,
It was. Remember when everyone was like, winter's here? It's like, you're fucking kidding yourself.
yeah.
I'm out there shooting videos and
Yeah.
at 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
just
bro, yeah.
dying.
When
Yeah.
was this? Like a month or two ago.
Yeah. Even
Oh,
now,
yeah. now it's still hot.
bro. It's
It is.
16th of November.
This is-
It's
yeah,
still hot.
it's still hot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the nice breeze and it like cuts 10 degrees.
I was wearing a hoodie this morning, 25 degrees.
You're an idiot.
25 degrees.
I was walking along the canal last night thinking, t-shirt, breeze, this is nice.
Yeah.
There's dudes coming past me on scooters with like slippers and beanie and hoodie on.
But that's Dubai though. Like I get into that.
We're not
like,
used to it.
Yeah, it's
nice to
not that
rug
we're
up as
used to,
well.
but I like to go and spend a bit of cash on hoodies that I wear for 4 days in December and
But
January.
it's a fashion statement for you.
No, but to be fair, I'm
it's the-
sweating underneath,
yeah.
bros. I'm
It's
sweating
like,
underneath.
I feel like I'm in Sydney again.
Yeah.
You know,
Got a knife
gonna
in the
go meet-
pocket.
Yeah, going to meet the boys down at Kmart. And we're going to shoplift a few
Bit of toothpaste and some Mac 3 blades.
women's underwear, 3-packs.
Mac 3 blades.
They've locked them all up now.
Yeah, hard.
It's harder to get a Mach 3 than fucking pearl necklace.
Right, so listen. let's touch on it. Let's go back to what we actually spoke about last week. Let's come back full circle this week. So, should we just name names?
We did
Because
last
we're
week.
neutral.
Wait,
we're
what's
neutral.
the topic first?
I'll tell you once. We're neutral. I'm neutral.
Yeah, I reckon name drop because we'll happily have everyone on here.
Yeah,
so
I think we
I don't
should.
think we have a problem.
So,
we don't have a problem speaking to anyone.
Yeah, but don't be neutral.
Yeah, we are neutral. I think more or less we are. I think
Last week we weren't neutral, so be neutral.
Yeah,
as well.
fine.
So there's a couple of PTs in the industry, well known. One of them being Mr. Tanner Shook. His MO, he's very black and white with fitness. I think he's an ex-CrossFitter, I think. Tanner, sorry if that's wrong. Sort of powerlifter dude.
No, not a powerlifter.
Good shape in his own right. And he trains hard. He does train hard. He has used another bloke that we know who's a PT in the industry.
And did you notice he did it again?
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing this up yesterday.
Yeah.
So Tanner's got a very simple way of calling out advice. It's like, do the simple things right, get your diet the right way and train hard, and you don't need any of this other gimmicky bullshit, which I don't mind. I don't mind the advice that he gives. I think it's a very extreme way to push it in some of his advertising, but whatever, he's got his market. Now,
He's definitely got a very specific audience.
Definitely. Now, there's another bloke we know, Shane Neary. No, Shane...
Siri.
Huh?
Siri.
Siri? Yeah. Shane Siri? I said Siri.
From?
I dropped the S. Sorry. Shane Siri. He is a PT out here. He's... you give him the rap. You were coached by him for a little bit.
Yeah, no, he's a very smart guy. Health Coach of the Year last year by Sports 360. Very into his nutrition. Very, very knowledgeable guy when it comes to everything to do with training and nutrition.
And I would say, without knowing him as well as you, I think a relatively neutral guy. I don't see him go out of his way very often to pick on anyone else in the industry. I mean, I've never seen it. I followed him for a while now.
No, not publicly. That's for sure. I mean, we have. It's like,
but everyone chirps about everyone. But I mean, when you call someone out
it'll
online,
be like, look at this and look at that. We do when we send stuff to each other.
Every trainer's bitching about another trainer. That's how it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you call someone out, I've never seen him actually slag anyone off.
No, not at all.
So Tanner's used Shane in some of his latest campaigns to prove a point. Hasn't mentioned him by name, but has used his advertising and basically
Actually used his image.
Yeah, and the latest
which
one
is a pretty. It's a dumb move.
It's just a petty move, I feel. I mean, it's a form of bullying if you really want to look at it like that way.
Yeah,
a bit of online bullying happening. So yesterday's ad, he got to interview James Smith and Darren Cartel at the fitness show that just happened. And basically, he asked...
The two lovebirds?
Yeah, he asked the question is, what advice would you give PTs? And then the second question, he said, what advice do you give high-ticketed PTs that are pushing X, Y, Z? And basically...
Well, wasn't it 90 it's like 90-day transformations?
Yeah, 30-day fat loss, 90-day transformations. What's your advice to these guys, you know what I mean? Or what's your advice to people that listen to these guys? So, yeah, let's have a chat about it, boys. Like, what the industry's toxic anyway, right? This kind of stuff doesn't help. I think the three of us sit in a neutral plane. We're all into different types of fitness, but at the end of the day too, I think we're all, definitely me, you are at that age of who cares? Like, who gives a fuck about... As long as you're moving and you've got some sort of health routine, then I'm good with that. I don't care what you do. Each to their own. But... yeah, what are we thinking about this whole new generation of PT that they just go after each other's throats? Because it happens a lot.
I mean, I think there's a combination of... I mean, I definitely get sick of seeing certain things that I don't agree with. But, that's just part of life. Like, there's always going to be things that you don't necessarily agree with. But at the same time, I actually don't know everything. So there's a lot I don't know. And sometimes, taking a stance just based on the information that you know or what you're aware of or what you've been told isn't probably the best attitude or way to look at things. Would I go out and call someone out online? I think life's too short to worry about putting everyone else down to make it big yourself up.
That's not what you said yesterday, was it?
I think more or less that's what's happening. Like, people are calling out trainers and then saying, well, then come to me. Like, don't go there because of this, and then come to me because of this. I don't know. There's enough business. The health industry is big. The fitness industry is big enough for all of us to find our own markets, our own niches. Where I would have to draw the line is when you're selling false information to people, or setting unrealistic expectations, or I guess sending like an incorrect message. But I guess where do you draw that clear line? Like, where is that drawn? You know, that's probably the tricky part.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've learned a long time ago with social media is I only follow people who I'm going to get some value from. So you're either...
Should we go through your friends list, son?
Yeah, go for it. It's either very, very little entertainment purposes, and even if it is, the entertainment does not come from the fitness industry. I don't follow people from the fitness industry for entertainment. I'll follow musicians or other pages for interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I follow people in the fitness industry because the fitness or the nutrition space or the evidence-based world or whatever, because I can learn something from them. Yeah. So someone like Tanner has got absolutely zero content that he could offer me that I could find useful. Absolutely none.
Yeah.
But that's me. That doesn't mean it's not going to help somebody else or his audience. But for me, it doesn't. Yeah. Shane, yes, I do follow because not all his stuff is valuable to me, but some of it is, very much so.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at the fitness industry when it comes to content on social media.
Yeah.
Also, too, if things pertain to my clients as well, I'll follow a particular page that I can then use to then help them.
Yeah.
Or I might say to them, "Hey, check this page out. You've got this same issue. You know, help this page."
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I referred a client to Shane earlier in the last month because he's got the proven track record with this problem that she's got. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I'm not going to refer her to Tanner just so he can say, just eat more fucking protein and go and lift weights and stop being a pussy. It's not going to work, is it?
Yeah.
You know, so...
Yeah, I guess each has their focus.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think PTs are making things a lot more complicated than they need to be. The message has been so far diluted now in fitness is that we've gone away from the whole, what I said before, is like, you know, your health and your mental health should be key focus. What we're seeing these days is mental health be disturbed and absolutely destroyed because of fitness. Yeah. Keep up, be shredded all year, XYZ. Like, or
let's go too fine, majoring in the minors when it comes to certain things. So, you know, you have a spectrum. You have just the total basic, just do A, B, and C, and you'll be right. Okay, that's going to work for some people to get them started. It's not going to pertain to everybody. People go, I've been doing A, B, and C for fucking 3 years. Yeah. I want more. I need more. So then you've got the other end of the spectrum, which is just overcomplicated, over exaggerated, over analysed. It's a paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
You know, people are trying to worry about minutiae, tiniest little things that, at the end of the day, you're worrying about the wrong shit. You're not getting any decent sleep, you're not drinking enough water, and you're not getting out and doing enough steps, but you're worried about, you know, the tiniest little thing that really, at the end of the day, is going to have no impact.
No effect, exactly, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the new craze in Dubai at the moment, and obviously they're spending a good, decent marketing budget.
Is it only here? Is it only in the Middle East?
Well, I mean, I've only seen it here, so I'm only going to talk
because it is an ME.
It is. Yeah. Okay. So there's a company called Ultra Human that are getting around social media. Probably seen the patches that people are wearing on the back of their arms, like similar to what a diabetic would wear. Now,
glucose monitor.
Yeah, it's a glucose monitor. Now, they're claiming, or I guess they're saying, live a better life, live a better healthy life by monitoring your glucose levels, right? Mm-hmm. Now, explain that.
Well, I think people have been sort of scared a lot. They get scared by red herrings and buzzwords and things like glucose spikes. You know? So what people don't understand is that when you eat certain foods, or nearly any food, your glucose is naturally going to spike. That's an indicator of nutrition being transported around your body from glucose. But yeah, there's context to everything. Like, okay, so if you were talking to a diabetic today, Jason, what did he say?
I had a guy in the gym today. I thought he was trying to staunch me at first.
I saw him talking to you.
He came out. I was like, "Hey mate, how you doing? What's your name?" I see him in there all the time, and I'm like, "Oh, my name's Jason. How you doing?" He's like, "So do you have diabetes?" And I was like, "Sorry." I was like, and I kind of got my guard up.
Must have seen his tattoo on his hand.
I was like,
must have seen his tattoo on his hand and thought, that's an old human patch.
He was like, I was like, oh, I'm like, bro, I didn't realize you could actually pick out diabetes on someone without actually having a blood test or actually asking him. And then I was like, what, do I look like I am? And then he's like, no, I'm sure I've seen you wearing a patch on the back of your arm. And I was like, oh no, I've never worn a patch. I'm like, actually, I don't agree with that patch whatsoever.
That's probably Ty. He's a pirate.
Anyway, I think it was one of the other boys, Dan, in the gym. Kind of looks somewhat similar.
Looks nothing like him.
The closest. It's either him or Manib. So I don't know who looks more like me. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, look. And he's like, I'm a diabetic. I've never used one of the patches. I've used the test and bloods.
And they hate it.
And I'm 55. And he looks fucking good. You know, I was like, mate, I wouldn't have picked that you're 55. He said, I've been diagnosed 5 years. And all I do is train. I monitor it. I watch what I'm eating. And that's it. And he's like, what's your standpoint on it? I'm like, look, I don't agree with it whatsoever because it's being pushed toward general populations as like the answer to, you know, things becoming better or to improving or to finding an actual formula to lose weight. I'm like, I've been around 28 years. Never checked any of that. I'm all good. Is it important to check your bloods regularly? Yes. You don't need to have that glucose patch on, that's for sure. And I think everyone, how many people in the gym have put one on lately? It'd be different if it was cheap.
That ain't cheap, man. That subscription
that's why it's like, look, you guys are just trying to rip everyone right off right now.
That subscription is expensive.
Is it 750 dirhams?
Yes.
790 dirhams a month?
Yeah. Is there more people in the gym now wearing it?
Oh yeah.
I would say almost a new one every 2 days.
Yeah. Well, Manib's got one on now. I went up to him. I said, "What are you doing with that on?" I said, "You can't train with me if you're wearing that. There's no need." He goes, "Oh, dude." He goes, "I had yesterday morning. He goes, I had some oats and pre-workout, and it shot through the roof." I said, "You just had pure glucose. What do you think it's going to do?" I said, "Then what happened?"
The same bloke will go and eat KFC at night and not worry about it. Take the patch off.
And then train 7 days a week, right? And I said, "And then what happened to it?" He goes, "I came down." I said, "It's supposed to."
It's settled down, yeah. Like, I mean, but this is not the consumer's fault necessarily.
But the thing is, his goal was, I train hard, I want to lose weight. And he's got 2 coaches. He's got me and Hanny, and we both say the same thing. Stop eating like a freaking asshole.
Yes.
Yeah, fair.
That's always been his problem.
Will you do that? No. Then a patch on your arm is not going to help you.
It's not going to help.
Exactly.
Give me
the
the rest of my money that you owe me and before you buy another 6 patches. But
he's better off with a noose around his neck and just call it a day.